Twisted.
Like the Undertaker, boom, or Kane. I mean, boom. What's going on? Tennessee Flatbedders over in Arkansas, chilling, staying the night in his truck because what happened? Got to the place and what?
Uh, Freaking load page says that they're open till 6:30. I pull in here at 6. The guy comes out and says, "Oh, we closed at 5. They changed it 3 weeks ago." So they quit
Yeah,
loading at 5 o'clock. So I'm like, really? So we're just
that
sitting here
definitely
waiting
sucks.
till in the morning at 7.
So bright and early pickup and then come straight back, huh?
Did you freeze?
Well, a
Did I freeze?
lot of stuff's been going on here. You disappeared again.
There you go. I see you now.
Oh, okay. But a lot of
I can
things
hear
have
you
been
now.
going on. I've been talking to different YouTube channels, talking to different people, and it looks like we're gonna start getting some more people in these lives for like interviews and talk about different trucking companies. I'm working on other companies. Hopefully sooner or later I'm able to get some guys from other companies to come in here and tell you about them. We had last week we had Wilson in here and 51 Logistics. He did an awesome job in filming that with us, and I feel like we got a lot of good information right there. So we got a lot of good information about Wilson, and hopefully we can do that again sometime. Monday night, I'm going to have another guest on here. Trying to have another guest on here Monday,
your
I should
internet's
say.
not gonna work well either.
Do what?
Said obviously his internet's not going to work that well either. You were frozen for a minute and I couldn't hear you.
Oh, there you are. But next Monday, we're going to have somebody that's going to be able to give us behind the scenes kind of at the scales and stuff. So it'll be really, really interesting. And I'm excited for that because like getting an inside look at the scales and stuff, I mean, that's pretty neat in my book. And then hopefully sometime this week, I'm going to have somebody that trains might be coming on the show at the end of the week. It's just we're seeing if our time schedules are going to match up. And if they match up, then we're going to have it done. And, lots of stuff has been going on. One thing I will tell you about, one thing that if you're a student listening to this right now, one thing I'm going to tell you, the best advice I can give you right now is when you get with your instructor, like follow his maneuvers. Don't go out and talk to a bunch of people about like, hey, how do you do your backing? Because you don't know if they're in a flatbed, you don't know if they're in a Peterbilt, a International, you don't know what they're in. We all train differently, and at the end of the day, who knows my truck better than me? Nobody. So be careful. Like I understand. Have a good time. Talk to people while you're out there. Study pre-trip with your friends and stuff. But whenever it comes to backing maneuvers or how to drive the truck, the best thing to do is listen to your instructor. And I'm going to tell you right now that that's the best thing for you. I'll tell you what. Hopefully pretty soon Oakdale Reefer Hauler puts out a video because like I am sore, guys. Once y'all see Oakdale Reefer Hauler. Oakdale Reefer Hauler, I think is it. But hey, whenever he posts a video, you'll see me doing some work. Like I was sweating. Like I gotta jump on a video with him that he was making, and we had a good time making the video, but man, I'm beat. Seeing if Tennessee was back east, frozen.
Let's see how long.
But yeah, Arkansas, that's some bad internet out there. See what's going on in the chat. We have
You're
Scotty
froze. I
B
can't even
jumped in
hear you.
here. Said good evening. We got Gene Scott's up in here. Tennessee Flatbedders in the comments. Hey, Kenworth Riders, what's been happening? You enjoying that local gig you got? Let's see, Trucking Journey Chronicles. Been stuck at Craft in upstate New York since 10. Finally getting unloaded. Whew. You're getting some detention pay at least though, but you know, since 10, let's see, you're an hour ahead. Let's see, what time is it? 7. So it's 8 o'clock and you're getting unloaded. If you were there since 10 a.m., that's a long time. I hope that you got you some good sleep and stuff because you're ready to roll as soon as they finish unloading you. Let's see. I messing up names. Ian MacArthur says, good evening. What's going on, Ian? Pegleg says, yeah, changing the load times. You know, and back to getting stuck for a 10-hour, like 10-hour, or I mean, getting stuck somewhere all day like that. I mean, like that is one of the things that will teach you how to be patient when you're out here doing trucking. Like, you know, it happens. We get stuck places. No matter what division you're in, you get stuck sometimes and you just can't do nothing about it. Backwoods, what's going on? Setting in Cheyenne, Wyoming, West closed. Yeah, man, guys, just think winter is almost over. We just got to make it through I think the end of when is the beginning of spring? I think beginning of spring is like around March 20th, I think. The Arkansas Where the Hills Have Eyes. Horrible movie. Wasn't The Hills Have Eyes over there in wasn't it in New Mexico? Hans Seddon in Arrowhead Plaza in Pendleton, Oregon. I've probably been there once. I just don't remember where that is. Kenworth Rider says he's dedicated dry van contract freight is the life. Oh, good. So you're making it work, brother. I'm proud of you. Tennessee's in the chat and Hans. That's why I usually go to the 40. I-80 can kiss it. Yeah, if there's any way around the weather, like I go there. Like, you know, I ran team and we would make sure that our favorite roads were pretty much the 40, the 44, you know, like those were our roads. The 44 would get you down to the 40 or it would get you up to the northeast and it's diagonal. Nice, easy way to go. Plus, you can come by Springfield and like stop. And if you got extra time, you can stop, do like laundry, get some showers, and then get moving again. Because I'd rather wash my laundry at a terminal than a truck stop any day. Now, I think it got a lot better doing your laundry in the truck stop since they came out with those cards where you just pay for your machine like that instead of having to carry all that change around. That's been really helpful from my understanding. Trucking Journey says, I got my CDL at Wilson, doing my 25K with my trainer now. Been watching you since before I started all this. Thank you for all the information and positive vibes you give everyone. Hey, you're welcome. And keep on watching. Keep on watching. 25K. How many miles are y'all at? Aren't y'all? Isn't Wilson still at the 30K mark? I believe Wilson's still at the 30K mark. So it looks like you're almost done if that's the case. Hopefully ready to get your own truck now. John Gonzalez says, what's up? Coming at you from the Pilot Truck Stop in Arizona. Han says, no one wants to go to Springfield, Missouri, dude, and watch Prime drive slow. Hey, we drive slow, but we drive safe. And we're saving fuel because we're driving slower. Hans, I tried to get Kiersey on tonight last minute, but she had to work. So she said that whenever she gets home, if she gets home early enough, she'll jump in. So I'm hoping she jumps in. It would be freaking awesome if she got to jump on here for a live. No, my class is 25K. Then we have to do the 90 days team with a classmate. We are the first class to start this. 90 days with a team. Okay, so you do 25K with a trainer, and then you're going to be with a classmate for 90 days. So another 3 months, we'll say. That ought to be fun. So hopefully the guy that you got, hopefully you and the guy that you're getting put with had some great trainers that taught y'all a lot, because, you know, now I'll take that back, because guess what? Whenever you're out here trucking, right, you're going to build yourself your own community. So what you're going to do is you're going to have like friends from your class. Say you made like 3 or 4 friends from your class already. Then you're the person that taught you how to get your CDL, your PSD instructor. That's your committee, that's your community. Then you have your TNT trainer that took you out for 25K, so you have 6 people right there. If you have anything that you need help with, that's some people to call on. Not to mention getting to know like other truckers out there, get people's phone numbers, build yourself a network or a community of people that you can talk to when you need the help. So like in my community, one of my strongest people is my buddy Steve. And I had Steve and his dad on one of my lives before, but usually whenever I need something, and I'm serious, like I need something and it has to do with trucking, the first person I call is Steve, because Steve's been here as long as me, and we ran many nights on the phone talking to each other, keeping each other awake. And he's been one of the biggest influences in my community of friends. And like I said, if I need something, I call Steve. If Steve's busy, then I'll hit up Sam is a big person in my community. Also, Sam Avocado. Sometimes I need a vent to somebody. I'll call Sam and I'll be like, hey, Sam, I don't know what it is with Sam, but he knows whenever I overreact. So sometimes I call Sam and I'm all like, hey, I got to know, am I overreacting right now or am I all right? So like for some reason, he really gets me. Tennessee Flatbedder, he's been my boy for a while now, at least a good 2, maybe 3 years, something like that. I call Tennessee Flatbedder probably once a day, and I see him pretty much every other day, if not every day too. But that's some of the people in my community that I can call on. I have River Rich. I have River Rich whenever I need him. I can count on him. Or Greenwich. I can call Greenwich anytime. Jesus Takes the Wheel. Like I have a lot of people in my community. I have my buddy Matt I started with, my old teammate Chris if I needed something. Like I have a wide range of people that I can call if I need help or I just need somebody to talk to. Han says, is Twisted married to Tennessee? But having a good community out there will help you out. So, then put in 2 people together that only have 25K of experience. I can see that when y'all need help, it's going to be like, hey, do you know what to do? Hey, do you know what to do? Like, have your community set up. That way you have other people to call in case y'all need help. And I agree completely, Hans. Kiersey is a legend. Like, Kiersey's one of the YouTubers that I watch the most. So, I have certain YouTubers from Prime that I watch religiously. One of them's, I think the person I watch the most at Prime is Lyle No Hippie. I love how real he is. I love how he talks. Like he just has an awesome channel. Great guy to hang out with, even though he came to Springfield, Missouri and didn't even hit me up one time. That happened. But Hopefully he doesn't watch this. But yeah, I love his channel. I love Kiersey's channel. I do watch more channels, but I'll give you the I'm going to give you the shout outs of the ones that I really watch. Han says, got 3 stops tomorrow in Idaho during doing a nursery load. Ooh, have fun with that. You know, I used to, multiple stop loads used to drive me nuts. I like to pick up here, deliver here. The multiple stop loads, it's like all it takes is one of those loads to be like keep you longer than you need to be there, and it makes all of the rest of them late. John Gonzalez, does anyone know how to do the 7-2 or 8-2 split sleeper on a Zonar? Pretty much this is what I see. Like, if I need an 8-2 split, I really try not to use it, period. But if I ever did need to use one, then if I was having questions, I would get with my log department. But one of the things is you want to get that 7 or that 8 hour, in my opinion, you want to get that out of the way first. So, like, say you drive a couple hours, like 2 hours. I want to get that 7 and that 8 as early as I can, so it'll pause my 14 and I'll get that time back. And then later on during the shift sometime, I'll stop for another 2 hours to keep me legal. But, you know, like I said, I really don't mess with them too much. I really don't like them, to tell you the truth. Christina Gomez says, Medchat Prime Tank Wash. You was with your students. I was with my trainer. Didn't properly say hello. I will next time. So, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm guessing that you were in Julian's truck, because that's the truck I pulled up to and started talking to Julian. Hans, drive 7 or 8 hours. Drive 7 or 8 hours, then go to sleeper berth for 2 or 3 hours. I went 7-3 split. Oh yeah, you even had me saying 7-2. I read that right off of you. Twisted Big D, you're gonna make Thomas upset at you. Poop poop. Hans is. I read that one. John Gonzalez says, I know when you get the toggle button when you shut down for 3 hours, but do you have to hit the toggle button again when you start driving again, or do you hit the toggle button on the split sleeper? I would only hit it if I was actually going to use the split, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't even mess with it. I would leave it off unless I was actually going to do a split, because sooner or later they're going to make it a DLT violation. They're going to be like, hey, everyone's just leaving this on. You know, I would only use it if I would only turn it on if I needed it. Hans, after 3 hours, do a pre-trip for 5 minutes and you can get going. Kenworth Rider says, Lyle's awesome and got to meet him during the holidays at the pilot. Yeah, he's a great guy. John says, don't worry about the toggle button then. No Hippie's a true legend. Be right back. Kiersey is a better legend. Yeah, Kiersey's a great legend. Like, she's awesome. Eddie Style now says, any good courses to help study for permit? You know, best thing for studying for permit is going to be read your book in your state. Like, go to the DOT office, ask them for a CDL handbook or a commercial driver's permit handbook, and read it. There is an app also, CDL Prep, where you can take practice tests, and pretty much the test that you're taking on the CDL Prep is kind of almost the same questions they ask you on the actual test. Oh, we got Hans with a $5 super track. Are there any lot lizards in Idaho? Just curious. If you see anything like that, that is a family member that probably needs some help. So report it to the officials, because that could be human trafficking right there. So make sure you report it. It's not right that people are being abducted and forced into a lifestyle like that. Make sure you report it. Maybe that person needs help and you can get them help. Very serious. Gomez says, "It's Christian." Oh, did I say Christina? My bad. Christian. And yeah, Julian's my trainer. Cool guy. If I ever see you again, I'll say hello. Just don't want to disturb you while you were training. Love your videos, man. Hey, you don't disturb me, man. Like, my students are pretty much used to random people coming up to the pad. It happens all the time. Like, some people will walk straight out there and it's like, hey, what's going on? Like, I'm all like, hey, how's it going? I watch your channel forever. And I'm like, Elijah, what's going on, man? You get a TNT trainer yet with a $1.99 super chat? Forgot to pay the money. So Elijah's going on TNT. Whoever gets him, he's a cool guy. He just never shows up to work on time, but he's a cool guy. If you get a TNT trainer, tell him to text me, and I'll tell him if he's coming to pick you up at like 10 in the morning, I'm going to tell him he needs to tell you he's going to pick you up at about 8 in the morning. I ain't reposting it. Elijah says, "What's up, Daniel? I've been with my TNT trainer for 2 days now, and I knocked out my first 1K miles. I appreciate everything you taught me. Keep up the good work." Hey, no problem, brother. You've been being on time. Yeah, Elijah, he had a lot of problems with coming to work on time. Some people have problems with waking up super early in the morning. And like me, I'm so used to getting up early that it doesn't affect me. But some people, they're not used to getting up that early, I guess. And it's really a struggle for them to get out of bed that early. But it's all good. Did I mention he was late on test day too? Just saying. Time to flirt with the truck stop ladies. Be right back. Wow. But yeah, Elijah and me, we had a great time. Like, he's a freaking hilarious guy. And sometimes I was all like, man, it's time to be serious about this. But he likes to joke around. Great guy, great sense of humor. And he got the job done. He trifecta. He did really good on his tests. I had him and me bad with names again. I had Elijah, Arthur, and Arthur, and I'm bad with names. Anyways, all three of them trifected in the same week. Han says, "A bucket of ice water on Elijah. I bet he won't sleep no more." You know what I used to do? Here's what I used to do. I don't know if I was wrong or right for this. But whenever I had a student and we would go over the road together and he was not getting up whenever he was supposed to be, I have my screening meanie. I don't know if y'all ever heard of screening meanie before, but it's like, I don't remember the exact number. It's like 10 decibels or 20 decibel alarm clock. So if I ever had a student that would not get himself up, I'd just set that alarm clock for like about 5 minutes after I was supposed to get up. That way I would be in the truck stop when that thing blew up, and it's loud and it's a horrible thing. That screening meanie will wake you up so good that you don't even need a cup of coffee in the morning. You don't need an energy drink or nothing. When that thing goes off, you are like, when that thing goes off, you'll be sleeping. It'll go off. I'm up. And it's not an easy thing to turn off. It's not like click, it's off. It's like you have to look at it, and there's these two buttons you got to press at the same time, and you got to press these two little bitty buttons at the same time just to turn it off. I know that's the last thing I need is some fire. But yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of, what happens whenever you have somebody that just will not wake itself up. But that's whenever I'm over the road and like we're both sleeping in the truck and just a person will not get up over and over and over. I'll set that thing and I'll throw it to the side. Maybe I'm wrong for it. I don't know. But it did work. It woke people up. I had guys that would be like, "Hey, what time's that alarm clock going off?" I'll be like, in 9 hours and 45 minutes. And they'll be like setting their alarm clocks because they don't want that thing to wake them up again. They want to beat you off the truck. So then when you come back to the truck, you can hear it like 3 trucks over and you're like, man, that thing's loud. Oh, look, Avocado's in here. I'm late, but here. We were just talking about you, Avocado. Han said you were making Tennessee jealous. Yeah, I have to rewatch it on the replay to hear what I said. And I was talking about you too, 51 Logistics. Some twisted currently in the West Virginia on my way. Some twisted currently in West Virginia on my way to Kentucky, then PA tomorrow. Awesome, man. Getting those miles. West Virginia to Kentucky and then PA. Nice little triangle. What's up, Sam? Says Tennessee. Backwoods says the question I asked the other night about if you can ace a lightweight or if they was just regular lease. I was actually asking you. Oh, okay. You can lease a lightweight. I don't think I'm sure you can order a lightweight. I know you can order a lightweight. You can for sure order a lightweight to buy, because the other day whenever I was on Success Leasing, I was looking up how much it would cost to buy a Freightliner or a Cascadia, and I was looking at some of the options. I did run into the section for the lightweight, and I was like, what? You can order a lightweight? Who would order a lightweight? So, you can. I don't know why somebody would want to, though. But to each their own. You get better fuel mileage. You can haul heavier loads, which eat up your good fuel mileage. It has a smaller engine. It's like the lightweight has a smaller engine in it. It is harder to get up those grades. There's a lot of things with that lightweight. It doesn't have the power of the Cascadia as the Condo. It doesn't have the same power. So just something to keep in mind, just so you know, it's different than a Condo. It really is. And there's a lot more room in a Condo. Lightweight is just where the cabinets are in a Condo. You take those out and just push the bed up to the back seat, and that's your truck. It's not a bigger bed. Same size of bed. Eddie Style says, now I'm having a hard time picking a truck company. Also, is flatbed the best? Flatbed is not the best. It's probably the worst. No, I'm joking. Any division you want to go, man, go that division, whatever makes you happy. At Prime, we do have flatbed. As for a company to go to, a trucking company, research all you can, because hold on here. Super chat coming in from Peg Legs. Sam says that Twisted needs a squishy pig. I'm never gonna live the pig down. But back to this one. Do as much research on as many companies as you can. I'm trying to get Swift in here. I'm trying to get CR England in here. I'm really close to getting Swift in here. So it would be awesome to have a Swift guy come in here and talk about the training and all that stuff. Somebody that actually works at Swift. Then on top of that, getting the CR England guy in here. I'm having trouble with that. Like I'm just trying different companies. I'm hitting people up. I'm watching YouTube. Like some of the people that I already watch, I'm trying to communicate with to get more options and more information to everybody. Prime is the highest paid training that I found so far. I have not found any higher paying during training. No one's higher than Prime, I found. So just throwing that out there, just throwing that out there. I'm in Kentucky now. Hey, Greenwich, what's happening? I was here at 1800. Where were you? Oh, we didn't start early this time, unfortunately. Training. Backwoods says, I actually like them. I'd hook it to a flatbed. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. I've seen lightweight flatbeds. I have. Look at this guy. He's not joined the channel, so he can't use his FBG anymore. John Gonzalez says, you must have discipline in life and especially in the business. If you can't get to work on time, then you will be late to shippers and receivers. Yeah, exactly. Reefer is the best. John says he loves his Cummins X15. It runs strong. There's the Drive-In gang right there. Or Drive-In, just Drive-In, the DV club. Rod Hampton says, I seen a video today said Prime is in a hiring freeze. Rod, who put the video out? I would like to see that. I have not heard anything. I've heard the opposite. Really, I've heard the opposite. I heard that we were hiring a lot, but it should be the top video to come up. I'm gonna have to watch it. Not seeing nothing about a hiring freeze. Final graphics. Turn to workload. Orientation. Yep, if you find the video, Rod, send it to me. If you don't mind, I'll take a look at it because I have not heard anything about a hiring freeze. I know 51 Logistics, if you're from Florida, you should be talking to 51 Logistics because his company over there is hiring from Florida. Robert says, I probably will get heat from this, but I saw the new Western Star 57X and I love the look of it, even though it's supposed to be a Cascadia rebranded. Hey man, you like what you like, Robert. So like if you like it, then like go for it. Tennessee Flatbedder said, we're not in a freeze. Drive-in unit. But yeah, I have not heard anything about a freeze. I've heard the opposite. I heard that, hey, doors are open. We are hiring. Come on in. That's what I've been hearing. And the class sizes are growing every week, it seems like. So, and they're starting to do multiple classes throughout the week. Like you got your Monday class, and then I don't know when the next one starts, on like Wednesday or something strange like that. I like to see Swift Trainer come on and ask him/her what's their secret to crashing so much. Hans, Prime crashes a lot too. It's not really that they're okay. How do I explain this the best way I can? Pretty much the way I've always explained it. So Swift is a huge company, real big company. You know who wrecks the most is owner ops. They're driving too fast. The owner ops, the super truckers out there, they're the ones that wreck. But you know what? They don't have trailers and trucks with names on them like Swift or Prime. But when you have a big company like Prime or Swift and there's an accident and it's probably not even the Prime driver's fault or the Swift drivers. They could be at the end of the accident. But when you have them back there, somewhere in the wreck, you see that one trucking name and you're all like, it was their fault. I know it was. So that's kind of what happens. And it gives companies a bad name. But you can ask him that, and he can probably answer it. Rod said, "I'm hoping to come to Prime, but have commitments until the end of April. Get your commitments taken care of, man. Like family comes first and stuff like that. So get all your stuff taken care of, and then come out here at the end of April. We will still be here." John Gonzalez says, "I drive for night transport. What do you want to know? Eddie style now?" Oh, you're talking to Eddie. Elijah said, "What could possibly go wrong if I go lease right out of the gate? I think I have a good understanding and expensive associated with it." Elijah, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you if you go lease right out the gate. You're going to not get up on time and you're going to be late to shippers and receivers, and you're going to start to not get the good loads anymore. And it's up to you. You go lease if you want to right out the gate, or you go company if you want to right out the gate. Doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect me. Just make sure you do some research and figure out which one's going to be the best for you. You're young. I would suggest that you would go company first. I know you. You're young. You need that. Hey, I have to go to work today. You need that company fleet manager saying, "Hey, here's your load. Go do it." Like where you're not given a little check mark that says, "I can refuse this load." You gotta, like, that'll get your head on right and make you have that drive and that want to work every day. You go on lease at the start, you're kind of young, you're all like, "Man, I'll just take the day off. I need some more sleep. I'm gonna sleep more." It's I think that for you, I would kind of consider going company. Now, definitely do your research. Definitely do your research, but I think that you need that responsibility of, like, I have to do this. I have to do this. I think going lease for you would be more like, "You know what? I don't feel like going to work. I ain't going to work today. I'll just reject that load. Oh, I don't want to go to Maine. I'm not going to go." Like, come company first. Nothing wrong with that. And start running hard, chase the mile for a while. That way you start getting vicious and you're hungry, and you kind of mold yourself into, "Hey, I need to get up at this time. Hey, I don't need to be late." Stuff like that. Get yourself in line more. And then once you feel comfortable and you're like, "You know what? I'm ready to go lease," you're less likely to reject loads and stuff like that. And you got your worth ethics really fixed up, real nice. And Elijah, I'm blunt, man. I'm just telling you straight up how it is, like what I think. So, get yourself that real good mindset of work, work, work. If you're not home, you're out on the road, you're not home, then run as hard as you can, make the most you can every week, because you're not at the house. That way, when you go home for that home time, you can have a great time. You can spend all the money you want because you just raked it in while you were over the road, paid all your bills, and now you're going to go have a good time while you're home. John Gonzalez says, "I drive for night transportation. What do I want?" Oh, read that one. Drive in. John, you're ever messaged like 3 times. 51 Logistics, gonna try to do a video tomorrow about Florida hiring. Heck yeah, bro. Like, I would. I would definitely do that if I were you. Because Florida guys call me all the time. I'm telling you, Florida guys call me all the time. Hey, is Prime hiring yet? Is Prime hiring yet? And 51 Logistics. The thing is that you know what it was like to be like Prime's not hiring, but I can't sit around and do nothing. Like you have the real life experience, and you have the like, you had to do something. So like Prime wasn't hiring at the time, and you say, you know what, I'm going to Wilson. Wilson's pulls the same freight as Prime. Like you have the real life experience to make a video on that, to let people know, hey, Florida guys, unfortunately Prime's not hiring, but guess what? This is the steps I took. The best videos you can make is when you have that real life experience of being in the same shoes as the people that you're talking to. Bo says Rex both yesterday and I-10 West Amarillo. No Swift was involved in either one. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like it's names on the side of the truck is what gives you a bad reputation. Simply says I'm messed up. Florida's hiring. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, Sam's the reason we're not hiring out of Florida no more. No, Sam, you're not the reason. It's just there's not a lot of freight down there. Pegleg says Swift Transport has almost 18,000 trucks. So by the numbers alone, they will be in more accidents. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's a big company, and unfortunately, when there's an accident and a truck's involved, everyone just sees the word Swift on it, or just sees the word Prime on it. Hans, there's a lot of super truckers out there that can't drive. See, Kenny Robertson says, I'm seriously thinking about going to trucking school, and one of the main factors on deciding which company to go with will be their pet policy. I need a company that has no weight restrictions for dogs. We don't have a weight restriction for dogs. It's up to you on the size of the dog that you want to live with. Like I have not heard any weight restriction. And if you were listening last week, I know another person was telling me that they have the best pet policy ever. But if you go company at Prime, then there's a deductible that you have to pay. I believe it's $500. You're just gonna have to look into the companies that you're thinking about going to and finding the best one. So, what are some good companies? Like I can tell you, like I'm biased. I'm at Prime. I'm all like, Prime's a great company. Come here. Prime is not for everybody though, so just do your research. Be careful going to a school instead of a mega carrier to get your CDL, because sometimes the mega carriers are not going to hire you if you have a CDL from a school. They don't want to touch it. So if you're going to a school, you should look into if they have a job lined up after you get your CDL. Like I would not go to a school that did not have my job lined up after I got the CDL. And if I'm going to like one of these mega carriers like Prime, or even a smaller one like Wilson, or I don't know, Swift, or any of these other ones, CRST, any of them, CR England, you go to any of them, like you're going to go there anyways after you get your CDL. So why not go to theirs? Are you planning on staying less than a year? I wouldn't. I would get as much experience as I could. That way I can go work anywhere. First trucking job you have, like I highly suggest, no matter where it's at, you try to stay a minimum of 2 years. Your contract's only going to be 1 year at Prime, but I always suggest a minimum of 2 years. That way you can work anywhere. Eddie Styles says, is Tennessee Flatbedder a trainer, and does he have a YouTube channel? Yes, he is, and that Tennessee Flatbedder is is his YouTube channel. Weasel says, "What's up, Twisted, my friend? Good videos. Keep videos going on. Keep it safe, brother. For sure. You too, Weasel. Weasel, who'd you end up working for? I done forgot. I know you passed your CDL, but who'd you end up working for? Can't remember off the top of my head." Han says, "Kenny, do your research. Remember, if it's a big dog and you stay out for months, truck space is limited." Yeah. I think pretty much there's a lot of trucking companies that have pet policies and stuff like that. I don't think it's as uncommon as people think it is. Nobody likes the CR England, huh? Hit that like button, help this channel out. I think that gets a peg leg video. That's a peg leg short shout out right there. Let's get some words from peg leg.
Hey everybody, hit that like button, borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
CR England has 3 people in a truck, and not all the time. Like, I would love to get a TNT trainer from CR England on the channel. That's one of the goals, is somebody that has the 3 bunk truck onto the channel. That's what I'm looking for right now. So if anyone knows anyone working at CR England, let them know I'm looking for somebody to come on this channel that has the 3 people truck. But, you know, I kind of listen to how they do it, and I think that is pretty cool because, you know, it's like TNT right now. Like, you have one person driving, you have the student sleeping. Just in that truck, you have a trainer on it, so the students switch out pretty much. And whenever one of them needs a reset, the trainer jumps in that seat and takes over so they can get a reset, and that's whenever he drives. So, you know, it's kind of cool. Like, that truck's not going to stop. That truck is going to run, you know, unless it's stuck at a dock or something like that. Those trucks are going to move. So I think, you know, more miles for the trainer and everything, more pay. Oh, TMC is looking at you. Okay, good. Careful with the TMC guys. What happened to TMC? I thought it was a good company. John Gonzalez says Swift has 20,000 trailers alone in North America. Insane. Is that even safe? You know, hey, think about it. Is it safe that your trainer's asleep in the back while you're driving? Because that's pretty much what you're asking. There's a bunk net. They got the bunk nets in there. It should be safe. It should be safe. You know, it's just still your sleep. You got 2 people sleeping with one guy driving, so you got 2 people's life in your hand while you're in your hands while you're driving. So the guy driving needs to be even more careful than he was before, because now he's controlling 3 people's life in his hands. Swift training is too short. I don't know if it's too short or not. We got to get the Swift guy in here to find out if it's too short. Elijah says, "Yep, I drive during the day and my TNT driver drives overnight." And hopefully I'll switch out and you get to drive some nights too. I think it's good if every once in a while, like, y'all switch out and you get to drive days and nights, you know, and vice versa. Because I think that it's a good experience to drive at night. Han says, "Real truckers drive at night." What do you consider night, Hans? Because, like, for the longest time, I used to tell people, like, I like driving at night. And then what I was told is I like driving at, like, 12:01 till 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And I was told that is not considered night, that is considered early morning. So I like driving early morning. Avocado says 3 lives in my hand, but I only have 2 hands. Han says, hope the other two CR England students ain't holding hands. You know, my only complaint, here's my only complaint with the 3 guys in one truck that I would not like is if I was a student and like I'm in top bunk, say the truck was stopped for a while, like for whatever reason, I would not like to be the 2 guys on top bunk because like I would not sleep good because I would be like, okay, I'm going to stay up longer than this dude because I don't want him staring at me while I'm sleeping. If I wait till he falls asleep, then I know he's not staring at me while I'm sleeping, so I'll sleep better. And then like I'm going to be like, oh, what if he wakes up before me and this dude's weird and he just stares at me while I'm sleeping? That'd be weird. I heard that they have a curtain that goes across that top bunk, so I guess that would be better, but you know, still. Another thing I wouldn't like about it is like it's bad enough that like your student wakes up. Like whenever I was doing TNT, student wakes up, hey man, you got to pull over somewhere. I got to go to the bathroom. What? Dude, we just stopped like 30 minutes ago from a 30-minute break. I'm not stopping again till the end of the day. Now you got 3 people that might have to go to the bathroom at different times. Just saying. 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Yeah, that's a good shift right there. Pegleg says 1 bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Can't see it in here. Looks like y'all are going to have to go to Discord after this. Let's see, what's Han say? Han says, I couldn't have a team driver seriously because I like to... Never mind. Walk the kids. Yep, that's what he likes to do, walk the kids. But team driving is hard, man. Like, that is the hardest part of training, too. Team driving. You know, like, PSD is a walk in the park. As long as you can listen and you can follow directions, it's really simple to do. Team driving 50K miles... Like you're living in somebody else's house pretty much. You know, on one hand, it's both of your houses. On the other hand, it's still his house or her house, whoever's the trainer. You know, you're in their space. And, you know, it's kind of like I don't know how to say it. It's like it's your truck at the time because you're in it, but it's really not your truck at all. Like, and you have to follow somebody else's rules. Like, you know, I don't like following other people's rules. I did because I'm respectful and I knew it was his truck. Like, I definitely follow the rules in his truck, but you know that like somebody always telling you the same thing over and over and over, and you're like, man, I know what to do. Like, I've been on TNT long enough. I kind of know what to do. Or like, hey, just chill out, man. I got this. I'm going to back it into the spot. Don't worry about it. Hey, Slowpoke, what's going on, man? Yeah, Elijah says he feels like a tenant. Yeah, that's how it is. Like, especially whenever you go from my truck to somebody else's truck. Like, since I have so many students all the time and like I've been, you know, doing the eco shred loads and they're messy and like it's dirty and stuff. Like my truck became a work truck. So like we're wearing shoes in my truck and then Elijah goes to TNT and his trainer's like, hey, no shoes in the back probably. And he's like, what are you talking about, no shoes in the back? But now you're moving into a house versus being in a work truck. It's a difference. John Gonzalez is running at night rules. The scales are closed, little traffic, and you can hammer down. Yeah, the biggest advantage of nights is you can do a lot of miles. You can run a lot of miles without getting stopped in accidents, and like you said, weight stations, scales, all that stuff. When you stop at a scale, you're losing about, I don't know, like 20 minutes, because you got to slow down to the speed limit. Sometimes there's a line. Even if there's not a line, you got to come to a complete stop, pull onto the scale, another stop, or, follow their directions back to the highway. You're picking up speed. You're losing a lot of time. And in this business, time is money. You don't want to lose that time. It's like whenever people want to pull over and go to the restroom a lot, like you're losing time. One of my kind of my worst students ever. I'll tell you about one of my worst students ever. So he was from New York, and he really didn't. Trucking was like the first time he drove a vehicle, pretty much. Besides in his driving school class to get his driver's license, you need a driver's license over in New York to get a job. So this guy, he could only drive about an hour, maybe an hour and a half before he would get pissed off and like say, we need to pull over. We need to pull over. I need a break. So we're taking all these breaks all day. Every hour we pull over, 15-minute break here. We drive for a little while longer, pull over. 30-minute break, drive for a little while longer, pull over again. And like sometimes I would try to push him. He'd be like, I need to pull over. And I act like I didn't hear him. And then I'd be like, oh, we just passed that truck stop. So this next time he says it, I'm gonna act like I heard him. And he was all like, we need to pull over. I need to stretch. And I was all like, we just missed the truck stop, dude. We should have took that exit. What's wrong with you? You couldn't have said it back there. I did say it. I didn't hear you. Playing dumb, like just to get him to drive longer. When he's over there hitting the steering wheel, bam, he's all like, I need to pull over. I was all like, dude, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I said, well, you're going to have to wait till the next truck stop. It looks like it's going to be in about 20 miles. Bam, he hits my steering wheel. He's all like, I need to pull over. I'm all like, dude, just wait 20 minutes. We'll get up the road and you can pull over. One time I let him hit the steering wheel for about an hour. Dude jumps out the truck in tears as soon as he opens the door. Like tears are rolling down his face. He's scared. He's crying. He runs in the bathroom, bawling, cleans himself up, whatever, comes back to the truck, and we continue the day. But the thing is, like our days, we were only driving for about 7 hours total, maybe. But with all that time lost of pulling over, 15-minute break, 30-minute break, this guy wanted to come at me like we had a 12-hour day, 14-hour day sometimes just to get moving 7-8 hours down the road. So at the end of the day, he'd be like, he goes, you're breaking federal laws or New York laws. And I'll say, what are you talking about? He's all like, in New York, you can only work someone 8 hours. And I said, dude, I didn't even get 8 hours out of you. Are you freaking crazy? Do you really think I got 8 hours of drive time out of you? And he's all like, yeah, because we started at 6 a.m. It's 7 o'clock at night. I said, dude, do you not understand that you only drove 7 hours today? Your clocks are right there. They say it. And he's all like, it's against the law to make somebody in New York work more than 8 hours. It's against the law without asking them if they want to work overtime. You can't force somebody to work overtime. I said, bro, do you not understand that we don't work for New York no more? We work for the federal government, and they said you can have a 14-hour day. And I said, it's not even that's the problem, dude. The problem is that you're pulling over all the time because you got to stretch. Like, come on, man. I'll never forget the time I almost had that dude flip out on me. He almost died on me. I swear he was going to stroke out. We were going to Smithfield, I think Virginia, to the Smithfield or whatever it was. The factory was the same name as the town. I think it was Smithfield. We were going down these windy roads, and he's mad there ain't nowhere to pull over. I'm like, dude, just keep driving, man. And he's all mad. Bah. I was like, where are you gonna pull over, dude? There's not even a shoulder to the side of the road. So we're going through all this stuff. So he's super hot, super pissed off. We get there, he gets out the truck, he's slamming the door, he's over there tearing up outside the truck, and I'm all like, dude, just chill out, man. So I go check in, ends up our load ain't ready. We gotta stay there 10 hours. You know, he's complaining all night. Like I hear him up there in top bunk, he's still complaining. I ain't driving on the way out of here. I'm not driving down that road again. Not doing it. So I was all like, well, we're going a different way. It's going to be the same type of road, but we're going to be going a different way. So like we get our load and we leave out there. We're leaving out and he's all like, I'm not driving down that road again. And I show him the map. I said, look, we came up here and we went south to get here. I said, we're not going to go south no more. We're going to go to the west. It's a different road. Same type of road. Didn't tell him that, but I got him in the seat, and here we go. He's pissed off, slamming his fist on the freaking steering wheel, freaking out. I mean, like, the dude just, like, I was like, this dude's never going to make it through TNT. This dude is never going to make it. He's going to get a CDL, yeah, but he's going to have to go home and work something local. He's not going to make it. Like, I remember telling myself that a while. And I was like, this dude's not going to make this. And like, whenever I tested him out the first time, I look at him and he's over there shaking like this. And I'm like, dude, are you all right? And he's like, all right. He always said the same thing. I'm all right. Every time you ask him, I said, I don't even know why I asked you. I said, do you want to reschedule your test? So he was all like, no, I don't want to reschedule it. He's over there just shaking. I'm like, God dang, this dude is nervous. So like back then we could go outside, vape while our dudes testing out. And I remember I hear this truck code going off. Beep, 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 beep. The alarm's going off. And I'm all like, who? I was like, I'm talking to my buddies out there. I was like, man, who did, you can tell that student didn't ever start a truck or that student never went over the road. I take my guys over the road. There's no excuse for somebody not to know the code to the truck. Here comes the examiner. He's all like, hey, he goes, I need the code to your truck. This dude don't even know his name right now. So I said, is he going to pass? He goes, we'll see. We will see if he passes. I was like, oh my gosh. So he failed. You know, we retested him again. The guy ended up first student I ever had test 5 times. You know, 5 times. And he finally got it. I told myself, I was like, I'll never see this dude again. I remember we came back from the road test, and the road test was a lecture. Like like he came back from the road test, and I was like, well, he failed again. This is going to be test number 6. The examiner, he's hot. He's dipping, spitting in the trash. And he's all like, you know, you taking this guy TNT? I said, nuh-uh. He goes, well, I don't freaking blame you. And the dude's sitting right there. He goes, I wouldn't take him on TNT either. Spitting in the trash. He goes, I told him to turn left. He turned right. I told him to turn right. He turned left. He was all like, he's dangerous. You let your fleet manager know that this guy's going to be dangerous. And I was all like, yeah. He was all like, he did this and he did this and he did this. And he goes, he got 29 points out of 30. I said, wait, he passed? And he's all like, whoa, he shouldn't have. Spitting in the trash can. Mad. Like, and dude passed on that 5th time. And then I don't see him, don't hear nothing from him. About a year later, I'm over there getting a DOT physical. And here he comes. And he's all like, Daniel. And I was like, I ain't gonna say his name, but almost did. But I was all like, hey, how you doing, man? And he was all like, I all right. And I was like, oh, Jesus. I said, I don't even know why I asked you. I said, it's crazy you're still here. I didn't even think you would make it past TNT. He's all like, yeah, I got my own truck. I was like, awesome, dude. Awesome. But sometimes, like, the guys you don't have faith in, man, they're going to be the best. Who making Weasel mad over here? Let me go back up. Eli says, my TNT trainer's laid back, though. Should be done in 2 months. When are you getting students again? I have students. I do have students. Slowpoke says, I'm too scared to run nights in the winter. Running, sometimes the roads are better in the night. It just depends what the weather's going to be like. Have you ever hit a deer? Have any of you guys ever hit a deer while trucking? If so, describe the aftermath. I had two different students hit a deer. One student hit it and it went right between the deer guard, right inside the deer guard and into the bumper, tore out the bumper a little bit. The next one that got hit, it hit right on where the latch is that lifts the deer guard down. It hit that column right there. Bam. So we killed the deer and it didn't do nothing to the truck. It actually made my deer guard open up better and shut better. So it was kind of good. Total destruction hitting an elf. Did you have a PTSD? Hans almost hit a cow once. You know what? I almost hit a cow once too, but I just stopped. Like, I was all like, is that cow in the middle of the road? And what it was is it snowed a lot, so it covered up that fence. And I guess the cow just walked across it and ended up in the middle of the street. I saw it and I was like, there's a cow in the middle of the road. So I stopped until it moved. It finished walking across the street. Then I went on. But yeah, I've never hit a moose or a bear. And from what I hear, hit a moose or a bear and your truck's over with. Like you're screwed. Eli says, how many hours do you guys drive until you need to take a break? Usually take one after 5 hours. Yeah, I like to run most of my clock out. So I will run my clock down to about 5-6 hours, pretty much like you're doing. And then I'm going to take my break. That way I know I just have a little bit of the shift left. Or the first time I have to go to the bathroom, I'm going to take my break then, my 30-minute break then, use the bathroom and then not stop again till the end of my shift. Strawberry milk. Like, what's up with all you guys talking about milk? I can't even have no milk. What's up, Muhammad? How's it going, my brother? Y'all all talking about milk over here. Lucky Kiersey's not here. He wouldn't get a word in. How did that car treat the deer guard? Oh, that car that tore up. Like that deer guard wasn't even there no more. Like the right side of the truck, the deer guard was gone. The front bumper was gone, and my steer tire was underneath the truck. Like it did some damage. And then where the truck swung around and hit the trailer, it did some damage to the trailer, did some damage to to knock my fairing off. And the cab was shifted. The whole cab was shifted. Like it needed a lot of stuff done to it. Pretty scary ride, but there was no more deer guard left after that. No more deer guard at like that front corner was gone. I don't even know where pieces were. Jeffrey says home time till Friday. Sulphur Springs, Texas. And then I bet that says a lot of FBG. A lot of FBG. Actually, it's two of the Truckermans, and two FBGs, and then another 2 FBGs. Enjoy your home time, Jeff. Enjoy it, man. Have you a good home time. Chill out for a while. See, if you would have ordered that hat from the merch store, it would be there at your house. The FBG hat from the merch store whenever you just got home to pick it up. Simply Avocado says, almost hit a cow, but I realized it was a reefer driver crossing the field. Oh, you sorry dog, man. You sorry dog. You hit the horn, man. Like, that's wrong. Must have been a flatbedder and flip flops. Those. Chris Wood says, I just got accepted to Prime Flatbed Division and waiting on the drug test to be done. Yeah, the drug test is fun, man. Sometimes they lose it, or sometimes you got to retest because I don't know what goes on, but sometimes people have to redo their drug tests. It's not fun. Muhammad says, what about home time? Is it possible to drive for 4 months and take a month off? Am I still an active driver? Drive 4 months and take a month off. I think that you should still be good. I don't know the exact number of days. If it's 28 days consecutive you can have off, then you probably won't still be at active driver. Han says, why would a month off no money? Hans, it's probably because he wants to go home to like his home place, and whenever you go home, when you have to take a flight to go home, like takes a while to get a flight home, and then you spend some time over there, flight back. I mean, like, it's gonna cost you a lot of money, so he probably needs a large amount of time off to do that. You're welcome, Muhammad. Simply says, yes, you're active for 59 days to take a load on your 60th day. So yeah, you would be good as long as you came back and did a load before you ran out of time. Or actually, no. Look, Greenwich says lease drivers have to take a load every 29 days to stay active. See, I thought it was 28, but I didn't want to say that for sure. But 29 days. So yeah, a whole month, 30 days is too much. What is FBG? Eddie Styles says. I don't know what FBG is. We just made it up. Nah, FBG is what Tennessee Flatbedder been running around saying, and some of the Flatbedder guys they say that they're flatbed gangs. So FBG is Flatbedder gang. Hans, do Prime have guys standing there while you take the P test? They're right outside the room. I've never had a guy standing right there while I took a test. It's behind driver lineup. So there's a desk in there, and then there's a shower curtain, and then they just tell you, hey, don't flush. And you pee in the cup, you don't flush. And then you take the cup out there and put the lid on it, take it out there, give it to them. And then they say, all right, now you can go flush and wash your hands. And you go flush and wash your hands. So, like, they're not standing there, like, looking at it or nothing, looking at you while you do it. You're not making eye contact, none of that good stuff, but you are peeing in a cup in the next room. Yeah, and I don't like people, to me, it's too close still because I know there's somebody right out the curtain. Greenwich Trucking says, Lisa read that one. Flatbed game. I'm trying to go home overseas. Thanks. See, Hans? Trying to go home overseas. Sam, that's between leases after you complete a lease. Didn't know that for lease. Hans says, FBG are those wannabe truck drivers who can't back. Oh, those wannabe drivers that can't back, and it's the guys that, dude, they can back. It's those guys that like to tell everybody how hard they work. Tell the reefer drivers that they don't work hard. I tell you what, those doors are heavy, man. You gotta swing them open, then you gotta push them to put the hook the chain on the loop, man. Like it's a lot of hard work. Sometimes you gotta climb inside the back of a trailer, like and put up the load locks. Like flatbedders, they just carry straps and they just throw them over the top, or sometimes they like roll them across the top, or like cover it, tuck in their loads. Well, reefer drivers, when we get the load locks, man, you have to carry those bars back there, throw them in the back of the trailer, climb in there, lock, secure your load with the locks. Like that, they have some of them are ratchet, some of them you have to pull the handle real hard to get a lock in place. I mean, like, whew, some work. But yeah, the home time 29 days to stay active. So if you don't want to be separated, and that goes for you guys that are on TNT also. If you take too much home time during TNT, then Prime will let you go too. Like they'll be like, oh, you're inactive, and then you will have to come back and go through orientation again and get hired back on. So make sure you're careful with how much home time you're taking during TNT. Technically, you are a company driver. Technically, 4 days off is what you get. But because you're on a lease driver truck, they're going to be like, hey, we'll allow you to take off a little longer. But if you go too long, then they will separate you. That's some of the things that you need to know. Another thing that you need to know is when you're on home time, you're not getting paid on home time while you're on TNT. So they finally came out and said it in the safety meeting that, hey, if you're on home time, you're not getting paid while you're on TNT. So whenever your trainer goes home and you say, hey, I don't want home time, so I should get paid right now. Well, good luck. They're going to try to find you a new trainer. You just got on somebody else's truck, and if you just got a new trainer and that was a good trainer that you just left because you wanted to get paid while he was at home, and they give you to some other trainer and you're in a bad situation, kind of did it to yourself. So, make sure you and your trainer have a good talk. Like, and to the trainers out there, like you guys that have a good student and your student's like, man, I don't want to go home. I'm in a bad situation. I need to keep running and make some money. It might be a good time to be like, you know what, this is a good student. I don't want to lose him. I know he was going to want a different trainer so he can keep running to finish his miles, but he's a good student. So I might pay him out of my own pocket while he's on home time. If it's a good student, I would highly suggest that, so he doesn't go get another trainer and you get another random student, because you might be worse off than the one that you lost. Just something to think about. Something to think about. See, Jeffrey says, reefer guys worry out drugged. Reefer guys worry about drug test, and y'all more room to jackknife your trailer to back in. We have less room at the back because of the toolbox. So I think Jeffrey's having too much fun on home time. So what he's saying is, us reefer drivers, we can jackknife the heck out of that trailer a lot more than a flatbed can, because they have a toolbox behind their truck. We're not even reading that one, Hans. We're not even reading that one. Oh, Weasel with the $10 donation, man. Thank you, Weasel. I appreciate it, man. And this celebrates the first super chat from Weasel. It says it on YouTube. So definitely thank you for the first super chat that you've done. That's even cooler. Puts little balloons down there. I get to look at little balloons and a number 1. It's kind of cool. Weasel, I hope that TMC works out for you, man. Like, definitely do research and find out, like, if the company's really great. I hope that it is. to tell you the truth, I haven't heard nothing bad about them, and I think Tennessee Flatbedder was telling me that they were good. Oh, look! Listen to this. Listen to this. Jeffrey says, "I left my reading glasses in the truck. Give me a pass." Yeah, I'll give you a pass, bro. I'll give you a pass on that. Like, that's cool. Like, we'll let Jeffrey make it, even though he always makes fun of me for not being able to read. But yeah, make sure whenever y'all come out here also, I've been having a lot of people come out here to Prime and they don't have a blank check or a direct deposit form. Make sure y'all start bringing that stuff, because your direct deposit form or a blank check, that's the only two things that they're going to take to hire you on to set up your direct deposit. They won't take routing numbers and bank account numbers. It has to be an official document. So make sure that y'all have those two forms if you do come out here to Prime. Also another thing, because I've seen this happening too, is when people get here, they're going through their job history and they're calling up the people in the job history, like the past employers and stuff like that, and the past employers are not answering. Make sure y'all I highly suggest you to bring a W-2, because you bring a W-2 with you that like says that has your tax information and shows you worked at that place through a certain amount of time. With the company that's not answering because they either close their doors or whatever the case may be, at least you have a W-2 that shows, hey, I was working here. Like, they won't answer the phone, I'm sorry, but like, this is proof that I was working here. So definitely. How do you chain your tires when you're in the snow? Or actually, let me go back. Han says, Jeffrey, flatbeds can jackknife better because reefers, if there's a jackknife, they break those little wigs behind the sleeper. How do you put your chains on your tires whenever it snows? Peg leg, this is what I do whenever the bad weather comes and I have to, the chain up law happens. I don't call, but I send a message on the Qualcomm that says, too dangerous to drive, chain law's in effect, the weather's really bad. I'm gonna just go to bed and take a 10-hour break right here, or I'm gonna wait and see if the weather clears up some and they clear off these roads so I can drive again. That's what I do. But if you put your chains on the tire, what I found out, because I didn't know this either till I was over there with Oakdale Reefer Hauler, make sure y'all subscribe to his channel, because when he posts those videos, they might be kind of funny. But anyways, you throw the chains on top of the tire, drape it over it, whatever. Put the hooks at the front. Put the hooks at the front or the edge of the tire, and then put the rest of the chain on the other side. That way, when you run it over, you can just pull the extra loops, the loops at the other side. You can pull those up and put them on the hook. Do not do it the other way, because those hooks get trapped up in the trains and then you have issues. You did. Oh man, Jeffrey, you didn't need your eyeglasses to type that, did you? Tennessee Flatbedder, not on the live, and he's still panhandling. I just can't. Oh, I just can't. That was too funny. That was too funny. That was too funny. one tire at a time. Oh no, 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 no. Like if I'm doing it, like I'm gonna try to get as many done at the same time. So I'm gonna put out all the chains on top of all of them, and all the tire cables. I'm gonna put the tire cables on all the trailer tires, and I'm gonna move forward about a foot or a little bit more, a little bit less, whatever I feel like. And then I'm going to get out and fix as many as I can. Whatever I can't fix, I'm going to redo and, do it again. But like, try to get as many on my thing is put as many on the tires. That way you just have to move up once and then you're cinching stuff down. And, what I found out is that you're going to have to drive it back and forth for a little while to get some of the slack out. You need to get some of the slack out to take care of all that stuff. And they're just a pain. Like, I do not like chaining up. I found out that it's a lot of work and it sucks, but I rather just pull over. Slowpoke says, I bought one of them plugs for the tandem slide. It's a game changer. Did you get the magnet one? Because I seen the magnet one and I heard that one works a lot better. But what I like to do for the tandems is, so the lug nuts of the steer tire is what I use. So like if I need to move like one hole, I'll pick one lug nut and I'll be like, I'm going to move it to the next position of the one in front of it or the one behind it, whichever way I'm going. So I'll just move that one lug nut one spot. If I need to move it 2 holes, I'll move it 2 spots. Each movement, each rotation of the lug nut to the next spot is one hole on the tandems moved. I have a video that's kind of dated and old that I made a while back of sliding tandems. Be my guest and check it out. It kind of better explains it, better shows you what I'm talking about. Rod Hampton says, what's the best way to get a hold of you? I'm not in Florida anymore. I'm near Rolla. My phone number is, I don't know if it's in the description of this live. Oh, you know what? I can get you my phone number. Watch this. Oh, I got to move your comment down. So that's my phone number right there. You can, I don't know which side it's on. Right there. That's my phone number, 417-894-8098. So that's my phone number. If you need to text me, I work best off a text message. I will tell you right now, best thing for me is text message. That phone might be ringing all day. I'm working with my students. Periodically throughout the day, I check the text messages and I try to respond to as much as I can. The other day, one of my guys, Nelson, he was, I thought I'd respond back to his message, but I went back and looked at his message again, and I don't know why I didn't respond to it. So luckily I went back to check his message, because something told me, go back and check that message. And I went back to it and I did not answer his questions. So I answered his questions real fast. So I apologized and everything was good again. Best thing to do is text me. Jeffrey says, our toolbox goes out beyond the wing. I'll follow your channel, Avocado. Sam has a channel with no videos. Wait a minute, Sam, did you put some videos out? Oh shoot, I'm not on YouTube. Let me find out. Sam put some videos out. No, I still don't see no videos on Sam's channel. I was about to say, man, you put some videos out? Hans has a channel? Nope. No one wants to see my ugly mug, dude. Yeah, Hans, how many subscribers would it take you, Hans? If we got you up to a certain number of subscribers, how many would it take to get you to do some videos? There, I'm subscribed to Hans now. I got notifications all on. That way, if he ever puts a video out, I'll know about it. Stalker stuff, stalker style. Uh, yes, he got the one with the magnet pull handle. I tried your way, but it was hit or miss for me. Okay. Yeah, the magnet one's pretty cool, I thought. I thought the magnet one was pretty cool, and I never even thought about it, but what my buddy told me is whenever you slide the tandems the other way, like I was all like, dude, you can only slide them up to that point. And he's all like, no, if you need to move it back a couple holes, you just go behind the tandems, like the other side of it, and you count back how many holes you need to move it. You put it in back there, and then you slide back, and it'll stop it. So I was like, man, that's cool. But yeah, Slowpoke, next time you're in town, like let's do a video of that thing because I wanted to do a video of it. Unfortunately, every time my buddy comes to town, I forget that he has it and I don't do a video of it for some reason. But I always forget that he has it and forget to do one. I'm not tech savvy like Twisted. Hans, if you only knew how horrible I was really at this computer stuff. Like I am horrible at this computer stuff. I'm real bad at it, really. You know, I can edit videos on my phone and that's about it. Like as for me doing all this tech stuff, like okay, I'll give you an example. We had 3 cameras out there doing Oakdale's video. We had 3 cameras out there and like I had to edit that stuff and I had such a big headache. Like, you know, I just like that stuff's hard to do, like all that stuff. I've been locked out of my email for like weeks and had to figure out how to get it working again. Let's see if Oakdale posted that video that I'm talking about. Nope, Oakdale did not post this. I know some of my channel members did because I made the video available for my channel members. So, you know, I'm posting my copy like at the end of the year. Like it's already set to release at the end of the year. If you're not on the channel membership, then you can't watch it till the end of the year. Weasel says, "I see you on here all the time. I follow you for sure." Oh, you're talking to Hans. Yeah, no problem, Rod. No problem. Gene Scott says, "Hans, don't you have time for your channel? He already drives 12,000 miles a day. LOL." And yeah, Hans is very, very choosy about who he follows. He follows Twisted and Kiersey. That's about it. That's about it. Slowpoke says they have a YouTube video, and all you got to do is turn it upside down to slide it backwards. Turn it upside down to slide it backwards. Okay, cool. Yeah, like that thing's awesome though. Yo, River Rich is in the house. What's going on, River Rich? I was talking about you too earlier. You have to rewatch the video. Trucker Ace Veto. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's Veto. Oh man. That intro's crazy. No, that is not. That is definitely not Sam right there. That's definitely not Sam. But Sam, you lost your name, man. Like this guy's been an established channel, and his intro is freaking cool. I'm gonna follow this guy now. Han says I follow Twisted when Kiersey mentioned him. Appreciate it, Hans. And Hans been here religiously, like since that day. He's always been here since that day. So obviously I'm doing something right, hopefully. Just because I said that, he's probably gonna delete me and never come in here again, but I guess I'm doing something right. River Ridge Smoker says just parked for the night in Florida. So you just parked for the night in Florida. Florida, nice and hot. Slowpoke. So you finally got you a headset, huh? You got one of those, as No Hippie calls them, those super trucker headsets. Did you, Slowpoke? No Hippie says if you catch him out the truck with his super trucker headset on, then he'll shoot you some cash. I don't remember how much, but you know, I've been trying to catch him outside of the truck without that headset on. I still haven't caught him like that yet. Like every time I know he's in town, that's probably why he doesn't hit me up to hang out or nothing. It's because I'm always trying to get him on that. So someday I'll get him on that, and I'll get me some money for catching him on his headset. Yeah, what headset did you get, Hans? I mean, not Hans. Hans said, "What headset did you get?" My pick in headsets, and this is just my personal opinion, is I like the Blue Parrot. Blue Parrot's been a good headset for me. I've been trucking for a little bit over 6 years, and I've had 2 of them. So, you know, the first one lasted me a long time. I just bought the second one not too long ago. Slowpoke says Hans follows Kiersey because he thinks she's gonna get another spa day robe malfunction. Oh my gosh. So I've been watching this wrong channel thinking it was Acevedo. Yeah, but I mean his intro is cool though. I like that. I even like his avocado is cool. I still got it on the screen. His avocado is dabbing on the screen. Like, I mean, like this dude got it going on. Looks like a tanker. What company is he working for though? Does it say? Who's he work for? Who's he work for? Who's he work for? Maybe a owner op? No, red truck, red truck. I don't know who he works for. I'll have to do some research on it later on. Aftershock? What's Aftershock? Is that headset you're always using, Tennessee? Is that the name of that headset you're always using? Slowpoke says he got the Shokes open calm with the boom mic. I have no idea what that is. Han says, but seriously, Kiersey does real good teaching videos, even though she has a weird laugh. Kiersey does some really good videos. Like, not only does she do some great videos, but she has a lot of knowledge. Like, she's done a lot of research into trucking. She's done research into all kinds of stuff. Like, she's one of the people that I go to, like, whenever I'm like, is this going to be good for my channel or is this going to be bad for it? Like, she was teaching me how to look at my analytics on YouTube and see how good my thumbnails are doing and stuff like that, because I don't know how to do that. Just the other day, she was teaching me how to read my check stub, because I didn't even know that at the top of my check stub, it says that I'm Missouri, not Missouri, Midwest Regional. I didn't even know it said that at the top of my check stub. And then she was showing me stuff about the 401k, and she's all like, I'm looking right here. And she goes, that's not where you need to look. You need to look right here on your check stub. So she was like breaking down my check stub, like hooking it all up and all that stuff. Hey, look who we have. Where's the best barbecue come from?
What's going on, fool?
Yeah, not much. Where's the best barbecue come from?
Do what?
Where's the best barbecue come from?
The river.
The river.
I don't know, man. I just had some good barbecue down here in Florida.
I was like, don't say Tennessee, because you say Tennessee, you're not gonna hear the end of it.
I never will admit that shit. Ever.
How's Lease Life treating you?
You wouldn't like the words, but it's it's pretty good.
So you're doing good out there, though.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I got me a good paying load coming out of Florida. I mean, a pretty good load going in. I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, I'm doing. It's not as strong as it was, but still holding it down, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Greenwich says you're making out like a bandit out there. He said you're making a lot of money.
You know me, man. I'm pretty humble, but I can't complain.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy for you, man. You deserve it. You're a good guy, man. Like I think you deserve to make some money out there and lease and stuff.
Well, I mean, I've come a long way. You know, I've had a long journey, but I've had some of the best support system you can have, and you know, you being one, you being one of them people that really, you got faith and you support me, and you know, I'm just really fortunate to have the network and the support. So
Yeah. That's what we were talking about at the beginning, and like having a good network of friends and stuff to help you out. Like you might need to know the answer to something that has to do with trucking, and you go through your community. I called it a community, but network's a better word for it. Like you call your group of people that you trust, hey, I need some advice. This is what I got going on. And you help each other out, and the more you do this, the more you build that community. We were talking about that earlier at the beginning.
right. Hey, I pressed chat because I wanted to see the chat, but how the hell do I get out of the chat screen?
I don't know. I've never done one of these on the cell phone. We can see you and we can hear you. Now we can't see you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. Oh, we can
shit.
see you again.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, just press the X button. Yeah, I've never. This is only the second time I've been on a stream, so I don't know.
You don't do streams.
Not everybody texts me and says, "Hey, StreamYard."
I figured you knew what it was. I was all like, let me send you an invite, because I've been wanting to have you on for a while, and you said the magic words of "I'm parked in Florida." I said, "Okay."
Yeah, I just parked at the Ocala Pilot. I got a load of McDonald's. It's orange juice for McDonald's going to Ohio.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, pays pretty good.
One stop too, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't get
Can't
too many multiple stops.
Man, every time I go to Tropicana, I got at least 2 stops on the load coming out of there.
This wasn't Tropicana though.
Yeah.
This is the Coca-Cola company out of the Dunban. You get
I don't think
out past Clearwater Beach, and all that stuff, and go
I
up
don't
there
think I've
and
been there.
ride through some neighborhood you feel like you shouldn't be in. Obviously, next thing you know, poof, there's a plant. You know?
What I hate is whenever you're driving through that neighborhood and you're all like, man, I shouldn't be here. But you think about it, you start thinking about how long has it been since I seen a truck? Like, I haven't seen a truck on this road at all, and like the last 3 I was on, I haven't seen one.
Yeah, well, I got to the plant. There was quite a few of them sitting there, so they had to come in some way. So
No, once you get there, you know you're good. But on the way there,
Yeah.
you start getting nervous. You're just like, I haven't seen a truck in a while. What the heck's going on?
Well, I was in Wisconsin. I got a load of JBS beef out of there, and took that down to Lakeland, Florida, to the Publix. Yeah. Wasn't
Oh,
too bad.
everybody swears by those Publix in Florida. They're all like, hey, the Publix, the Publix. That's all you ever hear.
I was once I got a door, they unloaded me in 20 minutes. I was out. So one thing about Publix is they do their own milk. They got milk tankers in there. They got. I saw them dumping reefer trailers that had potatoes. Make their own potato salad there. I delivered to the deli kitchen, and it's just raw meat going to, like, I guess the meat slicers or whatever, and that's pretty neat, man. Publix is it's like a small compound in there.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, they are neat. Like, I'm all like, and then they have the subs in there and stuff like that, like fresh meat on the subs and stuff. Like, it's like a whole,
Yep.
I don't know, kind of like a bigger, like Buc-ee's, but less gas station kind of.
I've never been to a Publix store. I've been to the DC.
Oh, just the DC. Have you never been to the store?
No.
Oh, it's kind of, it's like a, like they have their own sub place in there and stuff. Everybody swears by the subs that they're the best thing in the world. They were okay. I mean, like, it wasn't the best thing I ever had, but
I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for a good Jersey Mike's sub.
my wife was telling me the other day that Subway's the best one she's ever had, and I was all like,
Oh, she needs to fucking broaden her horizon.
you gotta get out more, like, you know.
Well, she don't get out past the Sam's Club, right?
I'm all like, she could at least go Firehouse Subs, man. Something different.
Firehouse is okay.
I like Firehouse. The hot sauce that they got in there is good.
It's not. I mean, Firehouse is not bad. Though, if I had to, I've been there a couple of times. I think the Hook and Ladder was my favorite sub. I think it's like a pastrami kind of. I love pastrami.
Yeah.
I think pastrami is pretty good.
I can't remember what I got, but I remember the name of the sauce. It was the White Zombie sauce. Man, that stuff was good.
White Zombie, isn't that a group?
Yeah, it is. Rena Osmond says, "Don't you dare talk crap about Publix." See, hasn't.
I'm
said
not talking
nothing
crap about Publix, man. I just never been to one.
It's a big store, but Florida people will fight over some Publix.
Yeah, what Florida people need to do is learn how to drive. That's what they need to learn how. Don't worry about if someone's bashing Publix. Worry about how to drive their cars on the road without cutting trucks off and getting in the way and all that shit. Down in Tampa was ridiculous, man. God, it took me like 20 minutes to go 15 miles. It was crazy.
Yeah, I believe it, man. It's
Oh
bad.
my
Traffic.
God.
It's bad over there. All those bridges and stuff over there too. Like Miami's even worse. I can't stand going to Miami to tell you the
Never been to
truth.
Miami. Don't have any urge to go unless it's on a home time excursion.
Yeah, don't go to Miami. Yeah, don't go.
I'll probably get shot. You know how I roll.
Yeah.
The Haitians and
Have you been learning the freight lanes pretty good?
oh yeah, yeah. There's a freight lane that I absolutely love as long as you can endure negative 14 degrees and don't mind riding in snow and stuff like that. Wisconsin is a pretty good lane. Um, I've actually I think I've said this in the group chat, but one of my best checks in February was 3 loads in a week, and 2 of them come out of Wisconsin.
Yeah. Michigan's good too, in my
Yep,
opinion.
yep, yeah. I told my fleet manager, as long as loads keep paying like this coming out of Wisconsin, you just call me the Wisconsin kid. I'll be all right.
How about fuel? You starting to learn how to save more money on fuel, or you following the
Yeah.
Macro 27? What you doing on fuel?
Well, I like to teach us in ACE 2 class. The Macro 27 is just a tool. So you can tweak it here and there. So what I do as far as when the recommended fuel routing comes out, the fuel stop is a lot of times in fuel. Jesus, a lot of times in fuel stops like 30 miles out of route. To get the cheapest
Yeah.
fuel. But what I'll do is I'll go on our app under fuels and services, and I'll look and see if there's cheaper fuel closer to the route. Because sometimes it doesn't always pick that up. Sometimes you might have to, so I just tweak it a little bit that way. Sometimes when it says, put 80 or 60 gallons in it, put, 40 gallons in it or 50 gallons in it, or, there's a way to bring that fuel cost down. But I'll run 63 and I refuse to run any slower. Just because, I don't, I mean, people can call me wrong, but I just think if you got a 40-ton roadblock doing 58 mile an hour, that just kind of hinders traffic a little bit. So
Yeah.
I run 63 everywhere I go. If I'm empty, I'll run 65. Depends on if I'm pressed for time to get to a certain spot. But and what I really use and is really helpful, even though you have your Macro 27, your recommended fuel stop on our app, it'll tell you if the fuel prices are going to increase, decrease, or stay the same. So if you're stopping at a fuel stop, or you need to get fuel, or you're planning on getting fuel that day, and the fuel is increasing after or decreasing after midnight, I wait till the next day and get fuel.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's going to increase, I will go ahead and get fuel that day before the fuel goes up. Now, sometimes like today, it said fuel prices won't change overnight. So I'll just hold strong to, like, my fuel stop is in Rock Hill, South Carolina, because I'm going up to Ohio and Lordstown with this orange juice. So um, I'll probably just use that for fueling the reefer up and get some fuel there. But it's there's ways to manipulate the Macro 27. As long as you're fueling in the state. Now, if you find cheaper fuel, as long as you're fueling in the state that it recommends, because of course if the taxes come into play. So every time I get an IFTA audit, I get $150 back or a little bit more. So,
Okay.
yeah, just when you get an ACE 2 class, she'll kind of she'll explain that it's a tool, you can tweak it, but people like Greenwich, and this is where networking comes in, where you reach out to people, and like Heathens Trucking, me and Steve, we talk. I get some information about him on how you know, how he might feel on the Macro 27. So you kind of take a little bit of piece of the puzzle from everybody, and you kind of make it, you know, you tweak it to fit your model, and that's what I do. So
Yeah, I mean, you're learning, and that's the thing is, what makes it kind of hard for like a lot of people to learn trucking is that it's hard for us to give out like all this information because each one of us does things a little bit different. But the thing is, you can learn from each person and build your
yeah,
own way, and everybody not. I don't think there's one person out there that really drives his truck the exact same as the next driver. Everybody has their own ways that works for them, and you can take bits and pieces from each one of the people in your community and build your own way. It's pretty cool. How long have you been leasing now?
since September 7th, I signed the lease.
Okay, so you came. So the good thing about you starting when you did is like you kind of saw like whenever it wasn't too bad, but it was going down. And now that you've done it all this time while the freight was kind of low or slow or whatever, whenever it finally comes back up, you're going to be like, holy crap, I just got a raise. But you got to remember, save it because you never know whenever it's going to be times like this again.
Well, you know, I
Make sure
save
you
money
protect
except
it
when I
a lot
give
more.
you it on the chat, man. You know what I'm saying?
Do what?
I save money. I bought
Yeah.
myself a pair of boots and a pack of socks. I've gave you more money on the super chat than I've spent on myself.
Well, buy you some stuff on. Buy you some more clothes on the super chat, or instead of the super chat.
I got good clothes on right now. See, I got my Prime shirt on. I'm good to
Yeah,
go.
you're looking very professional.
That's
Very
that's
professional.
how I work. I mean, I'm just getting ready to. I went and got some healthy food. I went and got some Wendy's. You know.
The triple meat.
No, I got the Dave's double. So I had healthy lettuce, had healthy vegetables, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and pickles. You know, so I got some veggies in there. Just a sandwich though. I didn't get the fries.
Still not as good as the food you cooking. I know you. Like I'm expecting to see a lot of cooking videos inside a truck coming up from you pretty soon.
Uh,
Hopefully.
yeah. I mean, I'm getting it together. But when you're making cooking content, you got everybody that's using like slow cookers or air fryers, but it's when I make them kind of videos, I want it to be able to get some traction. And like the pork loins, I did a video on them because I had the pork loins, right?
Yeah. Sorry, real quick. Greenwich Trucking with a $10 super chat. Leave my Midwest regional freight alone.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna get up in your oatmeal, old man. $10. You must have had to buy Gene dinner tonight.
I know. Isn't it when you start doing TNT training, you're supposed to make more money every week? I'm
That's
just
what they're saying.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And he gave me $10, so you gotta leave his Midwest freight alone. No more
The more
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. I'm gonna go up there and get all up in his Kool-Aid. It was funny that I was at Manuka terminal, and it was just funny how it turned out. I was parked on the well, I guess it would be the west side of the building, and I was walking in to do some laundry when I shut down there and wait that storm out in Wisconsin. Um, I saw this guy. He was looking at me, and he was like, "You're rich, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I figured it was just somebody that watched the videos or something. I get that quite a bit. So, he was like, "Greenwich is here." And I was like, "Oh, he is? He's probably sleeping." I said, "Wait a minute. He's not sleeping. He's Gene. He's with Gene." He said, "I am Gene." So then he called Greenwich, and of course I told him, I said, "Oh man, get your ass over here." And here come Greenwich bopping across the parking lot with his shower bag in his hand. So I tell you what, it's very helpful to have. I mess with Greenwich a lot, and if I mess with you, I like you. But Greenwich is so knowledgeable. You know, he has a very, very good plethora of information. Like he is very there. So he's been helping me
he
out.
knows his stuff, and he's a super great guy and does not mind helping anyone out. Like, super great guy.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Another super chat from Pegleg with a $5 super chat. Says, give this one to Rich for his next good smoker so he can beat Tennessee Flat better.
My next smoker. You know how many smokers I've had? And Jesus, I've had probably I've probably had 6, 7 smokers in my time.
Well, believe it or not, I guess Pegleg said that you need another $5 because you're going up against Tennessee. You need some help. That's what he's saying.
I could beat Tennessee on a Weber grill. Look at this guy. Look at this shit right here. Oh my God. I guess you can't quite see that he's trying to back up, can you?
I can't stand it when people drive behind people backing up. I can already
Dude, he
tell
was
you
all
that-
he was all set up. He was all set up, and he was starting to get underneath the trailer, and this guy come flying around him.
I can't stand that. That is the rudest thing. Like, that's whenever people need to have etiquette in these truck stops, man. Like, you don't drive behind somebody backing, period. I don't care how much of a hurry you're in. Chapstick 2010 says, is that one of the safety pay shirts? Hey guys, is that one of the, does it say safety pays on the back of that one?
My shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Safety pays. Don't worry, I'm not going to take it off.
You gotta turn it around. Gene Scott
Yeah.
says, yes, he is glad to be trained by him. He is really a great guy.
Bet he is.
Yep, safety pays.
The safety pays, and yep, driven by the best. Yep, safety pays.
Now, when Gene gets off of Greenwich's truck, he's gonna give us all the juicy details and the secrets that Greenwich has taught him. So we're gonna get to find out all the secret spots of all that good freight because, I want to bet that Greenwich has been running some high value loads with Gene.
I'm not too sure.
That's why we haven't heard from him much here lately, is because he's all secret. Gene, don't tell nobody we're getting these high value loads, and don't you remember my secret truck stops either.
I
Gene,
just think
take notes.
I just think they're having quality time. That's all.
So folks says, "Come on, Rich, let's see the goodies."
What good is it? Good. You asked for it.
Says, "What's up, homies?"
Hey,
what's up?
I showed you some goodies. Give a $10 super chat to Twisted for them goodies.
God damn. Oh yeah, when's the video posted, man? You get it loaded tonight?
You almost slipped there, Twisted.
Greenwich is gonna watch this on playback.
I'll probably watch this. And I mean, I was inside. I didn't even see the notification that you were going live. So I was scrolling through my feed, and I saw you were on. So I said, "Well, geez, I gotta get in there."
Yeah, we're already at 2 hours, but you came in here probably in the last what, 30 minutes has been or so?
Yeah, something like that. It's okay. It's all good, man.
Shoot, Oakdale came to town the other day. Oakdale came to town, and he freaking put me to work, man. He had me out there sweating. My back hurts, my legs hurt, dude. He made me do a lot of work.
That's
Bro,
funny.
he killed me. I'm still sore.
What?
Yeah, he was all like, "Let's chain up my truck," and I said, "Well, that sounds like fun." No, it was not fun.
Oh, won't Mrs. Twisted give you a rub down?
I hope so. Like, no, she hasn't yet. She's all like, she's more like, you're smothering me. That's what she told me today. You're
What?
smothering me. You're killing me. Get away from me.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, I guess I've been home too much, I guess.
Yeah. Try to tell you, so you gotta get the hell out of the house.
Tennessee, I thought you were going to bed. I thought you said he went to bed earlier. Didn't he say he went to bed?
I have no idea.
I thought he said he was. Look, I'm off to bed at 8:55. Now he's back awake. Maybe it's because we didn't tell him good night. Good night, Tennessee. Need us to tuck you in?
I can't see the chat.
Yeah, it's you would have to click on some other stuff.
That's all
Odell
good.
Reefer Holler says, "You the one that wanted to do the video?" Yeah, I did want to do the video. I just did not know it was going to be that much work. Like, I did want to do the video. I think it's funny, man. Like, you gotta post it pretty soon, man. Like, it was a funny video. You said you were gonna post it tonight, so I've been looking for it. I was gonna share it to my channel and everything. I was like, come on, post it so I can share it.
I tell you what, I'd be in the bunk right now probably, but there is just too much entertainment going on out here.
What, in
What's
Florida?
yeah? What's making it tough is how you got the spots where you butt up to each other,
Yeah.
right? So, not some of the dumbasses don't butt up tight enough, and their truck sticks out into the road, and that's really making it tough. I mean, I didn't struggle, but I had to abort my first parking spot because some guy in the Volvo thinks he needs to sit halfway out in the road. But I'm pretty good at backing, but it was still a little tight for me. So
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, sometimes you hit that left to get in front of the trailer, and
yeah,
the edge of it just sticks out too far, and you're all like, oh, whoa, almost hit that, and then you got to pull up. And my
yeah,
best advice for those tight spots is whenever you pull up, like, if you're going into it too hard and you can't get in front of it, I know it's going to sound weird, turn left and pull up, get yourself more on the side, and then take the bend out to the right, and then you should be fine from there. But a lot of people, like, they want to try to pull in front of it, and they're just making it worse and worse. You're losing a lot of room.
yeah. I try to when I get the trailer going into the spot, I'll push the front of the trailer a little bit. That way, I can try to get past the front of the truck that's giving me the problems, and then crank it down. So I just slowly get underneath it.
Yeah.
But sometimes in this situation, it's tight as hell here. It's tight. The first time I stayed here, it wasn't this bad, but it's tight. Like watching these. I don't know why drive van guys just want to just bend the hell out of things all the time. But anyway, go ahead,
Some
man.
people, that's how they're taught, just jackknife it into every spot.
Yeah,
Chapstick says, what state are you in, River Rich? He's in Florida.
the Sunshine State.
And Pegleg says, River Rich, can I help you get into that spot, the other spot, if you need help?
I know what he's trying. I know what he's trying to say.
Oh,
Again, we talked about this the other night, Peg Leg. I prefer it with no hair, so we're gonna leave it then.
Oakdale says, I get the video up Wednesday morning. I'm going to add a little intro to it. All right, so everyone put it on your calendars. He said Wednesday morning he's going to add some stuff to it, and he's going to post it Wednesday morning, so we'll be looking forward to that.
And there, I was gonna make a video on how I park at truck stops because there's strategic ways to park at a truck stop. Like if you're rolling in and he's gonna hit that truck. He's gonna hit that truck. He's gonna hit that truck. I got my hand on the air horn.
Jump out, go help him.
I done did that. I already helped somebody. I did my good deed for the day. But there are people out there helping them. I'm tired, man. So when I roll up on a spot looking for a good spot, I always try to have it back into a truck is on my driver's side. I'll put it next to I'll put the truck on my driver's side That way, and usually they're there for the night, right? So that'll cover my driver's side up. That way, in case some dipshit comes along at night while I'm sleeping, it won't gouge my truck. The guy's already there. So if a guy is backing across the front of my truck and hooks my deer guard, my dash cam will get him, and and the truck will rock, and I have a chance to get up and go kick his ass. But yeah, so that's how I park. Like if there's spaces wide open, I try not to park in just wide open spaces. You leave yourself vulnerable to getting backed into. I can handle a deer guard strike or something, but what would really irritate the hell out of me is if somebody gouged the sleeper or the door, hit the corners of your truck. Because if they're going to do it one time, they're going to back up and do it again. So
yeah, and one of the things I look forward to is park in a spot that is going to be easy to get out of. Don't park facing at the side of the scale, because people are going to park there. You're going to be pinned in there. Make sure you park best you can on a easy way to get out of there. Like,
you mean you don't pull into a spot? You don't do that?
Sometimes I do. I'm one of those guys that pisses people off, because, like, you know how there's spots right across from the field day? I'll go nose deep into one of those. I won't even back into it, and people get pissed off all the time. Like, I'm that guy. Like, I can get out of it, so why does it matter? But people are all like, look at that lazy truck driver. He just nosed in there. I'm all like, so? Like, I pulled straight in there, and I'm going to back out of it. Like, either way, I still got to back.
Yeah.
Either back into it or back out of it. It doesn't matter. It's actually quieter, and, like, you don't have the Peter gazers next to you looking through your window. When your trucks are lined up, that's one thing I can't stand, is I always have to back up a little bit more or stick a little bit more forward, because I don't like be sitting in my front seat and look over and the Peter gazers looking at me. I'm like, why are you looking in my window? And then I'm thinking to myself, why am I looking in his window? If we weren't looking in each other's windows, we wouldn't have made eye contact, and now everything's awkward and weird.
Pervert.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like.
Another thing you should do is if you get into a truck stop and you have mid-afternoon, a good variety, always set yourself up for a straight line back. And then it's okay to park in the middle of those spots, in any spot, because it means anybody that's going to back in beside you is going to do a straight line back, and you're not as vulnerable that way. So there is strategic ways to park. I mean, it may sound stupid. Maybe I'm just a little over paranoid, but I really try to think about the parking as I'm rolling in, gazing. I'm not Peter gazing, but I'm kind of parking lot gazing for a place to park.
My bad, used the wrong terms there. But
so you're never gonna live that one down.
Backwoods, okay, you know where I got that from? Is in prison, whenever inmates are walking by other inmates' cell doors, they're not supposed to look in the window, because the guy in the cell, he's going to get mad. Like, if the officer looks in the window, it's not a big deal, because, like, you have to count, you have to do all this stuff. But if an inmate looks into another guy's window, then he's Peter gazing. He's trying to see something he shouldn't be seeing. So, like, they call it Peter gazing, and unfortunately, that's the word I used right there. It wasn't.
That's all right. I like it. No, that's all good, man. I like it.
Backwoods says, Rich, there was a woman at Wildwood the other night on the CB needing a ride to wherever. Someone will take her. She may still be there if you have room.
It's ironic you say that, because I was in Wildwood last night, and I didn't hear such activity on the CB. Of course, I had my CB turned down, but I didn't hear her. I can guarantee I would not have obliged her.
Not in a prime truck, for sure. We don't pick
Not
up
in any truck. Not in any truck. I don't trust these people out here, man.
Well, we don't pick up hitchhikers at this company, but.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if she was 20 years old and she's wearing a little bit of nothing, I'm going to really have to think about that.
Chapstick says, how to park equals get in where you fit.
Yeah.
Odell says
Um.
he's editing
So,
tomorrow night, have it up Wednesday morning. And Slowpoke's off to the showers, man. Enjoy your shower, Slowpoke.
oh my God, these people are assholes. This guy's trying to back in over here. This guy's going. I mean, this place is. Oh my God, it's crazy. Like they're trying to back in now. In another hour, they'll be riding around like Indians circling a wagon train, trying to find a place to park.
Have you experienced the guy trying to back in yet, and the other guy pulls in behind him so he can't back into his spot, and he just sits there till the guy takes off, and then he gets the spot? I cannot stand that. I've seen that.
I've actually had that happen to me, as a matter of fact. And you know what I did? I kept backing up. Either he was going to move, or I was going to rip his front off his truck. I don't let these people bully me. That's all it is being bullies.
Yep.
You know, and to the new people out there, you know, when I was backing, you had people, you know, especially in a tight spot, you got truck drivers that are coming up yelling at you on the CB. Just turn that son of a bitch down and just ignore them people, and you just keep doing your job. So,
CB warriors, that's all they are. They just want to fight on the CB.
oh,
They ain't about that life. They just talk on the CB. That's it.
yeah, they try to talk a little bit here and there because I'm a prime truck, but they find out pretty quick that I'm just like, well, you know, I'm here all night. If you care to talk about this in front of the truck instead of over the CB, I'm right here, and you know, I get disappointed because no one shows up. So,
No one shows up.
yeah,
Yeah, they're CB warriors.
I don't think they're
one
crap,
time,
man.
these guys they got into it, I guess, over the road. But I was in the fuel bay, and I just ran into the store, used the bathroom, and this little old guy, he was walking in about the same time I was, and he said, "Are you in that truck right there?" And I was like, "No, that's not my truck." And the dude was all like, "Oh, okay." So I walk to the bathroom. He goes in the bathroom. I'm using the bathroom. He uses the bathroom, and this other guy walks out of the stall, and he's all like, "Hey, is that your truck out there?" And he said the name on the truck, and the guy goes, "Yeah, it sure is." He said, "You cut me off," and the dude was bigger than this little dude, and this little dude beat him up right there in the bathroom. I was like, "What the heck is going on?" They're throwing punches and stuff. Little bitty dude beat the big dude up, and I was like, that is wild. Like, I washed my hands and got out of there, and like people were all like, "There's a fight in the bathroom," and I was
Just like high school, huh? Just like
Yeah.
high school. I be standing against the door, won't let nobody in. Y'all go ahead and hurry up and finish this shit out. I got 25 minutes left on my break. So.
Yeah, I guess the bigger dude cut off the littler dude, but the littler dude was more mad about it.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's the only time I ever seen like somebody from a truck, like two truck drivers kind of fight. It wasn't even that good of a fight, but like it was a fight.
You know, it's funny you talk about that because up there, right there on 81 next to my house, I guess it was up the road a little bit. Someone got into an altercation. They pulled over along the road, and this dude, this one guy got out. The other guy got out with a shotgun and killed the guy right there. Killed
Where
him,
was
and then
that?
you're right there in West Virginia.
When was
Apparently,
that?
Probably. Probably when I first come back. Right before I first come back to Prime.
That's crazy.
Yep. The guy. I mean, I'm not saying this was a white. It was one. And ironically, the black guy got out of the truck with a shotgun, shot the white guy, took the white guy's license, and then rolled out. And they found him up in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Eddie Styles now says, "That's right, Rich." Backwoods says, "Hope the 80 will be open in the morning. We'll holler at you later on."
Later on, Backwoods.
The 80's been closed for what, 2 days?
I don't go out there in the wintertime. In fact, I don't go out there in the summertime. My fleet manager told me that it is not, in his opinion, it is not in a solo guy's best interest to run too far out west because of the, getting the one load in, one load back. He won't run me to California. He won't run me out. He won't. I have not been past Colorado Springs since I leased, and that's fine with me. I don't need to go out there. I can make all my money in the Midwest and the Southeast, Northeast.
Greenwich is about to get on you for that Midwest business.
He can't haul it all. He can only pull one at a time.
Well, brother, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go to work in the morning.
That's cool,
I'm gonna
man. Well,
I'm gonna jump on the Discord if you are for a minute and talk to the guys on there before Greenwich goes to bed if he hasn't went to bed already.
yeah, I'll hop on for a minute. Yeah.
We'll have to do this again sometime through the whole live though, okay?
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind doing it when I'm in Springfield. That way I can actually be right there with you.
Oh yeah, in the same room. Like I moved the room around. Like there's a lot of room from here to that wall.
Yeah.
I keep telling the wife, I was like, I want a couch right there. That way, whenever I have people over to do a live, I can put the mics over there and we can be kicked back on the couch. Like not a love seat, but an actual couch, or maybe some couple recliners or something back there. You know?
I'm not gonna sit on a love seat with you. Sorry.
Yeah, me neither. Like I'm not.
That love seat will be pushing its limits.
All right, we are out. We are out of here. It was a fun live tonight. See y'all next Thursday for the Thursday Night Live for sure. We're out.
Peace.
Add me as a referral.